Okay, so Linda's off the mark. Let us know how you went.
Let me just grab my book. Okay. All right. So mine was I know your value for you, and it is this value that makes you whole. I'm keeping that one actually. Yeah, I think it's quite beautiful that, and but there's a lot to work through with it as well. So I'm going to keep that one for this week.
Mm,
Mm.
good one.
So, my lovely people, I will be listening and enjoy the call today.
Thanks.
Sal, you
And
drive
send you
safe, Linda.
Will
have fun.
do. Sending my love to you all.
Okay,
Okay.
Bye.
darling.
Who else wants to share their lessons for the week?
Joe, you want to go?
Mine was simple but wonderful. I love you.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
Mine was the same. God will do his part if you do yours. Remember to see oneness. Nothing is beyond his will for you, but simply your will to remember him and behold. He will give you everything but for the asking. So I've been practicing that. Robert and I have just established two really good friends that we actually trust to be around,
Hmm.
that actually feed us instead of taking from us. And so we spent a whole day out on the lake eating pizza and having a salad and just having really deep, profound, beautiful conversation. And there's nothing like anchoring in the middle of a huge lake and watching the sunset and just being with people that you love. It was really lovely. So I got to experience that several times this week, just like one with everything. It was good. It was good. When I find myself nosediving, I'm catching myself like almost immediately going, see oneness, see oneness, see oneness, which is really good.
Hmm.
So I just continue to work on that because that has the biggest effect for me.
When you said yours is the same, Gary, I thought, oh, is yours the same as Joe's? And it
It could
actually is.
be.
It actually is.
Every day.
It's the same,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, it is. Great minds think alike, Joe.
Yours has more
Definitely.
words, but it's the same undertone to it, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I
What
love
was
you.
yours, V?
Pay attention to when I reach a higher vibrational frequency, feel it completely, embrace it, and remember where it came from.
Mm.
And I was journaling on that every morning and saying, how did that show up yesterday? And it was even showing up in just working, just doing, just creating value for people and doing accounting work. It was just showing up. And then I realized it's just about presence.
Mm.
Took me all the way around the week to go, it's just about being present, and then you can reach a higher, then you are in a higher vibrational frequency. That's all it is. And just
I
be joyful,
know.
grateful that you're there. Yeah, nothing complicated about it, really.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, Jane said she's going to show up with a friend of hers today, but I know she's always a bit late. But you know who'll be missing, and I've got to contact her, is Coralie. Haven't seen her for a while, so I don't know if
Didn't
she
she
said
have a
she was.
work thing happening?
What's
A
that?
work thing? Didn't she have a work thing happening for a couple weeks?
She might do. I just might have forgotten, but we'll check it out.
I
Yeah,
So I'll
check
start
in.
sharing screen. We're up to number 8.
Yay. You want me to
Yeah.
start?
Yes, please.
Oh, Jane just came in.
Ah, cool. I
Yeah,
wonder if her
I
friend's going to
do
be.
not say again.
I
You want to
wonder if
wait
her
for
friend.
Jane?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, I just wonder whether her friend's going to be with her in the room or joining somewhere else. We'll find out once Jane's all
Michelle,
up and running.
give it a moment.
Yes, she
Hey,
is.
Jane.
No, I tried to not knowingly, I tried to bypass the OK button that's being recorded, and I couldn't get my video on because I didn't say okay, it's being recorded. I agree. And I kept hitting stop, start video, and it's like, never mind. It's just sometimes ways you're
Well, I
thinking
guess that
ahead.
kind of makes sense because if you don't want to be part of the recording, it's not going to want to show you. You don't want your face seen. So, yeah.
Yes, right. It's kind of like did I don't know if everyone's heard about that couple that was at a Coldplay concert and they with the Jumbotron and that whole thing. It's like, oh my God. Um, you know, is it okay that we put you on the Jumbotron? Maybe that's going to be a thing now. You
That
go to
was
the
just so, it was so funny, but it was so sad about those people because they were just so, they've got found out so badly. And,
Yeah, their lives got shattered by
but
that.
yeah.
it's just karma, isn't it? Because
Mm.
they're out there cheating on their partners and, um, so what do you
Yeah,
expect? It's going to come back and bite you at some point in time.
At some point, always does.
Yeah,
it
it
does.
was just a bit
It
more
does.
immediate.
I was put on a Jumbotron once at a
Did you?
Madonna concert,
Oh,
and
Oh,
I was dancing up in the, like one floor up, and I was just dancing away. My favorite song was on. I was just grooving out, and all of a sudden, Robert goes, "Psst, psst, look up!" And I looked up, and I am everywhere. This gigantic stadium. Oh, was it a
get it?
Cher concert? Oh, Robert corrected me. It was a Cher concert. I'm for sure thought it was Madonna, but
Oh my
what do I
God.
know?
Well, the same
loved to
fabulous
have seen that.
entertainment.
It was
Yeah.
fun. I had women coming from the bleachers and putting dollar bills in my back pocket. So
Did,
it was
did you
fun.
by any chance did anyone videotape that?
I don't
Or
think so, but I can move. So, Robert used to be a stripper, so when him and I would go out dancing, it was a bit of a show. It was fun.
oh
It
my
was fun.
God, you talk about getting your groove on, huh?
I did. I love to dance, so it
Me
was a good
too.
time.
Oh,
Mm,
that you
absolutely.
realize we're recording now. Everybody knows.
Uh-oh. I don't care.
Good on you. Good on you.
Would you like, Jane, you want to share? Did you already share? Did she
No,
share?
that hasn't shared.
Ah,
And
you want to share about you're gonna have to get closer to the computer because you're barely audible.
yeah,
Well, I don't
Wh-
know. Maybe it's time for a new laptop. Um, yeah, so first of all, my friend Janet was going to be coming tonight, and then she's a Universalist minister, and then she had something come up with somebody who's getting married in a couple days, and they needed to talk to her and so on. So it's like, so she'll be here, at another time. But anyways, yeah, share, based on uh, I'm gonna call it kind of a win, um, in that I feel like for the last week I've kind of risen above my humanness, my selfish, um, unaware humanness, and I had a lot of challenges this weekend too, a lot of social challenges, and I felt that I was able to, um, you know, put aside judgment of others a lot better than I normally might, and acceptance. And it just felt really good, and it's kind of upped my energy level, you know.
Mm.
So amen to that.
nice.
Yeah.
So you'll be working on your frequency as well, your vibrational frequency.
Yes, vibrational frequency. Boy, if that's not something to think about, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Gary, you want to start on number 8 then?
I do.
Beautiful.
I do not bring God's message with deception. And you will learn this as you learn that you always receive as much as you accept. You could accept peace now for everyone and offer them perfect freedom from all illusions because you heard his voice. But have no other gods before him, or you will not hear. God is not jealous of the gods you make, but you are. You would save them and serve them because you believe that they made you. You think they are your father because you are projecting onto them the fearful fact that you made them to replace God. Yet when they seem to speak to you, remember that nothing can replace God, and whatever replacements you have attempted are nothing. Well,
Mm,
that is a potent paragraph.
yes.
Sure.
You always receive as much as you accept. I still
That's
have a bit of a challenge getting my head around that. We've spoken about receiving and accepting before, so I'm going to ponder that one a bit.
Hmm. I kind of interpret it this way that we only allow the level of success to come to us or the level of good to come to us that we feel worthy of receiving. So
mm,
maybe it is about our acceptance of ourself, and that is the degree in which we can receive.
yeah.
I was getting.
Yeah,
Very much like it.
love it. Thank
I
you.
love this one line that says, "But have no other gods before him, or you will not hear." Like you will not hear God.
This was very timely for me because I was thinking about a lovely dear friend I've got down here, and she is the most beautiful human who is very giving and always there for the charities and everything, and always has these great ideas about how to get community together. But she has issues with her family, and there are people that she thinks has done her wrong. She's got two beautiful children who were from a man that she no longer like, they just detest each other. But now she's with a beautiful man, and it's like these were all the gods before her. And if she can just accept that they have actually be grateful for them because they brought her to this point in time where she has the most beautiful life. And she's so giving and, so loving. It's like there's no reason to be unhappy or, despise someone because they've done something that she thinks is wrong for her because it's made her who she is. It's like
Well,
being
it still goes
grateful for
back.
the,
It kind of, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's just about, this is what I've done, I guess, is be grateful for who you thought has done you wrong because they brought you to this point in time and helped make you who you are.
It's interesting. I was one of my clients. He's 100. He's 1,000% Italian. So he went home with his wife. I've been coaching him and his wife, and they've just been like on the verge of murdering each other. But I've got them in a good place. They went to Medjugorje in Croatia, where the Virgin Mary appeared before these children. Personally, I think it was an alien representation that came down and just kind of looked like the Virgin Mary. That's my own belief system. But I I'm sure everyone listening to this will love that explanation. Um, so I, it's funny to me. So I kept telling them something big is going to happen to you guys. I don't know what it's going to be, but there's going to be some kind of a miracle that happens. I just kept feeling it. And they found this. She's a saint, 11-year-old saint, one of the youngest saints in the Catholic Church ever. And it was a young girl, I can't remember her name, Gioletti, I think, or Giolotta. And and she was murdered ruthlessly, stabbed 15 times by a an adult male farm worker who asked her to submit to him sexually, and she wouldn't, and he stabbed her to death. And he was prosecuted. He was thrown in prison. And about 3 years later, she came to him in a vision within his cell and gave him 15 white lilies, which I guess appeared somehow. And told him that she completely 100% forgave him for any transgressions against her. And she said to him, I want you to know the peace of God. And so she did some sort of miracle for him, and he became extremely devoted, eventually started creating miracles out of his self-forgiveness and forgiveness of all those who had wronged him. And they canonized him as a saint as well. And it all came down to this one thing. They put God first. Each one of these people who did atrocities, they put God first, and they had, all of them, this level of forgiveness until they saw no transgression. And that is what canonized them both as saints. So even in a traditional Catholic kind of ceremony or church sequence, forgiveness and seeing that no one actually did anything wrong and choosing to see oneness rather than separation and harm, you reach a certain level of enlightenment. In fact, that was the vehicle that got both the 11-year-old girl and the man who raped her canonized as saints. So I thought that was really special. It was really beautiful. And I just wanted to share that because this is speaking exactly to that. And what you spoke to is exactly that, V.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Do we have any questions
Powerful.
about this paragraph?
Jane, were you going to say something?
No, I just was saying that what Gary was just explaining is very powerful and so much more powerful than we can know when we have an experience with being with the Father, and how that vibration is just so so holy, and what it can do, the power of it, you know.
Yeah, moves mountains.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm good with this.
Okay.
Right. Let's move on to number 9. Joe, that's not a very long one. Do you want to do that one?
Sure. Very simply, then, you may believe you are afraid of nothingness, but you are really afraid of nothing. And in that awareness, you are healed. You will hear, you will hear the God you listen to. You made the God of sickness, and by making him, you made yourself able to hear him. Yet you did not create him, because he is not the will of the Father. Therefore, or he is therefore not eternal and will be unmade for you the instant you signify your willingness to accept only the eternal.
That first sentence kind of throws me. Does it throw anyone else?
It throws me a
Afraid,
bit.
yeah. Afraid of nothingness, but you are really afraid of nothing.
I took that to mean that you are not afraid of anything, basically. So there's nothing to be afraid of. There is no need to fear. And
Right.
fear of nothingness is the ego saying, I look at me, look at me. That's what I kind of saw.
Hmm. Okay.
I like that interpretation.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, so then it further says, and in that awareness you are healed. I get that. You will hear the God you listen to. Okay, and it's a small g. So
Me-
the God that we choose is subject to change would be the God, small g, that we listen to. Yeah?
Or we're listening to our internal dialogue and our limiting beliefs and our ongoing judgments, which is the little God.
Right, right.
It's like all the little gods that were referred to in number 8, where they're talking about you've made all these other gods, but none of them mean anything. They're not eternal.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Giving other people or things. That's how I'm kind of seeing this God that they're talking about in the little, these other gods is like whatever you think has made you, whatever you feel you had no power over. Therefore, you know, it's it's a God that you've made who's made more powerful than you are.
Right.
I
Do we have any
could
more
get bogged
questions for her?
down. I could get bogged down in the fact that says you made the God of sickness, but you didn't create him.
Where does it say that, V?
Well, it says, you will hear the God you listen to. You made the God of sickness, and by making him, you made yourself able to hear him. You did not create him, yet you did not create him because he's not the will of the Father. So the difference between made and create, I could get bogged down in that, but it kind of makes sense. The making, using the word making is referring to a temporary thing, whereas the creating is an eternal thing in the will of the Father.
The way I'm taking it is that our mind made the God of sickness, but our soul is the thing that creates.
Hmm.
And so we didn't create the fear through our soul
Yes,
because it's not a spiritual aspect of the Father. I mean, sickness is not.
thank
Oh,
you.
I went down a weird road with this one with my physical disability stuff. And basically the lowercase God, the doctors, I believed and trusted and thought they could heal me, and I never got better until I found the capital G God and believed that he could fully heal me and whatnot. And when you follow the right God first, yes, I'm the only person I know with as many issues I have that can do and move as much and as well as I do. Most other people just follow the lowercase God and stay on the medications and stay stuck and stay believing that they just can't get better when capital G God is more than willing to help. You just have to
Yeah.
listen. Accept as much as you'll receive, or receive as much as you'll accept. How was that sentence in the last paragraph?
It
I think
was,
it's you'll receive as much as you accept.
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense to others, but to me, it fully fit because I once believed doctors could totally help me, and I ended up losing everything. And when I found God, I have so many more wonderful things coming into my life now. So to me, it made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought of my mum while you were talking about that, Joe, because she had severe scoliosis and other stuff going on with her. I remember one time I took her X-rays to my chiropractor, and he said, "I can't believe she actually managed to have children. That's how bad her spine was because her organs were all out of place, and she had like 7 miscarriages, and I was 9 weeks prem." So she had a lot going on, but she was always determined to have a good time. She was always determined to talk to everybody and smile and laugh, and yeah,
It's just a choice.
yeah.
Mm.
Shall we move on to
Beautiful.
number 10? We happy
Yeah.
with that one? Jane, do you want to read that one?
Sure, be happy to.
Thank you.
We have to tweak my screen. Okay. If God has but one Son, there is but one God. You share reality with Him because reality is not divided. To accept other gods before Him is to place other images before yourself. You do not realize how much you listen to your gods and how vigilant you are on their behalf. Yet they exist only because you honor them. Place honor where it is due, and peace will be yours. It is your inheritance from your real Father. You cannot make your Father, and the Father you made did not make you. Honor is not due to illusions, for to honor them is to honor nothing. Yet fear is not due them either, for nothing cannot be fearful. You have chosen to fear love because of its perfect harmlessness, and because of this fear you have been willing to give up your own perfect helpfulness and your own perfect help. Boy,
Hmm.
I was understanding it until we uh we got to you have chosen okay, no, you have chosen to fear love because of its perfect harmlessness. You fear you have been willing to. Okay, I
Mm.
think I get it now.
Can you explain it then, Jane?
Yeah, so yeah, no, I mean nothing, it's kind of what you were saying, V, nothing can be feared.
Mm.
Um because the only thing that is real is love. Everything else is an illusion, it's not reality. And if you've chosen fear, and if you've chosen to fear love because of its perfect harmlessness, almost to me, that almost means that you can't use it as a weapon because love is harmless. And we tend to glom on to our small gods to use them in some way, to maybe manipulate or whatever. But love is perfectly harmless. And what can we do with that? And because of this fear, you have been willing to give up your own perfect helpfulness. We're I mean, we're afraid to, like, if we see someone who is down and out, let's say on a city street, um we don't think we have the devices available to us to help. We walk past, and we're not helpful. um and and it's our help that is so perfect. It's almost like love and help, being of that kind of a heart, a helpful, loving heart, is it's not a value of us enough where we're in that state. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if that makes any sense, but it did to me.
yeah, yeah. When you read you have chosen to fear love because of its perfect harmlessness, my first thought was, we self-sabotage ourselves because we think we've been hurt, whereas it really didn't matter in the scheme of things.
No, not a bit, right?
Well, a lot of this is being wired because our brain is wired to protect us. So
Mhm.
when we grow up in environments where love is not safe or love is betrayed, we'll be triggered by love and push it away and make it not love because we are wired that way to see love as a threat. So love can mean betrayal, love can mean abandonment, love can mean something very subversive because we're not wired to see, we didn't have perfect love as kids. So love equals pain for many, many people.
Right,
And
right.
that is the God we made.
Yeah, I always felt that love was obligation because I felt like I had to take care of my family from a very young age. And
Mm.
I remember now I see that I carried that through into my partnerships.
Yeah,
Right.
I've had that one too, where I get really resentful if someone isn't carrying their financial weight, and I get really like I'm not taking care of you. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it. I always
yeah,
end up doing it, but I will make that claim and I'll be very annoyed. But yeah, that's
yeah,
what happens.
yeah. It's definitely been a path of self-sabotage on that. It's like I don't want to take care of you, but you attract. Oh, I didn't want to take care of people, but I attracted people who needed to be taken care of. So,
Yeah,
oh,
me as well. I'm in it right now. Not with Robert, but with other people. So,
Mm.
and that's kind of when when we started with this, and there was all this talk of love and God, and it's all the words that are triggering, and now it doesn't seem to trigger me anymore. So it's only taken 3 years.
remember V when you would get so triggered by the word God?
Yes,
Yeah, your
yes.
hair would stand up on end.
Oh yeah.
Looks like you put her finger in an electrical socket. Boom.
Well, that's when I had
Progress.
to change it to love, and even that was, yeah. So even that's had to be worked through. So, oh,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
a journey.
good. We've come a long way.
Yes. Yeah. Do we need to break that one up anymore?
I don't need to.
Okay.
Someone else
No.
may, though.
Oh, it's the last one of the section. I haven't read yet, so I get to read this one. Only at the altar of God will you find peace, and this altar is in you because God put it there. His voice still calls you to return, and he will be heard when you place no other gods before him. You can give up the god of sickness for your brothers. In fact, you would have to do so if you give him up for yourself. For if you see the god of sickness anywhere, you have accepted him. And if you accept him, you will bow down and worship him, because he was made at God's replacement. He is the belief that you can choose which God is real. Although it is clear that this has nothing to do with reality, it is equally clear that it has everything to do with reality as you perceive it.
Yep, that makes sense.
Perception is everything. I remember you doing, Gary, in several of the workshops. Was it the 6 or 7 hats?
It's the six thinking hats,
Yes. So you would have to change your perspective. Look at a
six
problem with,
times.
yeah, thinking
Yeah.
as a purely rational, as a what was it? Something about ethical, sustainable type, how in
And it's like
longevity.
we gather facts,
Mm.
we analyze the threats. Well, we gather facts, we express what we feel about the problem. We then do a risk assessment. Then we look at positive possibilities. Then we generate innovative new ideas for a solution. Then we take all that information and we draw a conclusion, and then we analyze the conclusion that we've drawn, the effect of that, like 7, 8 years out into the future.
Mm.
So you get a very broad-based way of being able to perceive a problem, identify solutions, and analyze the risks, the positive possibilities, new ideas, and then the long-term ecological effects of rolling those ideas out. It's very cool.
And that's how easy it is to change your perspective.
Yeah. All we have
Yeah.
to do is add more perspective. So we look at it not from a myopic perspective, but from an expanded perspective. And then we're not so rigid.
Mm. And so I kind of feel like this paragraph is talking about just that. It's like we can change our perspective. If it's not working for you, then is it actually God that you're, you know, um, having on your side, or is it a false God?
Most of the things that upset us or that we dwell upon or obsess over, they're all false gods.
Mm. Yeah. Cool. Do we need to break that one up anymore?
Nope.
All right.
Ooh, the end of
Next.
sickness.
Yes. Bring it on. Do you want to start again, Gary?
Sure. All magic is an attempt at reconciling the irreconcilable. All religion is a recognition that the irreconcilable cannot be reconciled. Sickness and perfection are irreconcilable. If God created you perfect, you are perfect. If you believe you can be sick, you have placed other gods before him. God is not at war with the God of sickness you made, but you are. He is a symbol of deciding against God, and you are afraid of him because he cannot be reconciled with God's will. If you attack him, you will make him real to you. But if you refuse to worship him in whatever form he may appear to you, and wherever you think you see him, he will disappear into the nothingness out of which he was made. Now, this is really hard to do when you're vomiting over a porcelain bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I believe it's true.
Mm.
So, what exactly is magic?
We had a
Does anyone
section where
have
it was talking about magic versus miracles, and magic was kind of a false thing, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yes, it was. I can't remember the exact definition according to the Course in Miracles.
Well, maybe it's I can remember maybe it was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. There was a lot of writing about those of us, any of us who thought it was right-minded to partake in magical thinking. There are books and articles written on it. Um, sort of like being uh, being a sunshine person and everything is great. Oh, everything is just perfect when, life could be falling down around your ankles. But uh, this magical thinking oh, I'm untouchable. And with that, you've totally removed yourself from your world with this magical thinking.
Mm.
Um, so that's what I liken it to, but I'm wasn't entirely sure.
Vita, were you looking up magical thinking in the Course?
I was trying to in the book, but I'm not having much luck.
Okay, let me get into ChatGPT. I want to know what that is. Chat.
It kind of makes sense, actually, Jane. It kind of feels like so what you're talking about is like a complete denial of what's happening around you, whereas I think when you're completely present, you know what's going on around you and you fully accept it and you come from love, which is
Okay.
and that's the miracle rather than I think.
Okay, I got a definition.
Cool.
Okay, A Course in Miracles, magical thinking refers to the ego's belief that external things, people, events, objects, substances, rituals can cause healing, happiness, safety, or salvation. A Course in Miracles teaches that the real cause of suffering or peace is always in the mind, never in the world. Magical thinking happens whenever we believe that something outside of us has the power to fix, harm, or complete us. In this view, even sickness is seen as a choice of the mind, not an accident of the body. And therefore, real healing comes from correcting thought, not merely treating symptoms.
Mm.
Here are some points from the Course in Miracles on magical thinking. It's a confusion of cause and effect. The mind is the cause, the world is the effect. Magical thinking reverses this, believing the world can cause states in the mind. And then the next point is it's the ego's substitute for true healing. Instead of forgiving and returning to love, the ego tries to solve problems by manipulating the externals. Next point. It can take spiritual forms too. For example, believing that a ritual, crystal, or holy object has power in itself rather than seeing it as a symbol that can help the mind choose love. And the next point, it delays awakening because it keeps us focused on changing the dream rather than waking up from the dream. So that's magical thinking.
That's very helpful.
It was helpful.
Yeah.
I love ChatGPT.
I do find I need to check though sometimes, especially if I need to check. I often ask it to give me references and sources.
Mm.
Right. But yeah, that was helpful.
Think we can get one more in?
Yeah, let's try and get one more in. It's another shortish one. Joe, do you want to do that one? I'm catching up on all the times you couldn't read.
I'm gonna say, stop picking on me. I'm trying to help you. Oh, let's see. Reality can dawn only on an unclouded mind. It is always there to be accepted, but its acceptance depends on your willingness to have it. To know reality must involve the willingness to judge unreality for what it is. To overlook nothingness is merely to judge it correctly, and because of your ability to evaluate it truly, to let it go. Excuse me. Knowledge cannot dawn on a mind full of illusions because truth and illusions are irreconcilable. Probably said that wrong. Truth is whole
Nice,
and
good.
cannot be known by part of a mind.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Just because I want to hear your voice,
irreconcilable.
Joe.
Pardon?
Just because I want to hear your voice, that's all.
No, no, I need practice anyways.
Hmm.
Mm.
So how do you judge unreality for what it is?
That's what I was thinking too. Now we have to choose between reality and unreality.
Of that which is not real, that which is not love, that which is not attached to God, the divine intelligence.
Hmm. Okay. I was thinking, yeah, it was about love. It's about if it doesn't come from love, if it doesn't feel like it's about love, then it's unreality. If it's not sustainable, it's temporary.
Right.
Yeah.
So are we viewing nothingness as in like the ego? Is that how that was working out? To overlook nothingness is merely to judge it correctly, and because of your ability to evaluate it truly, to let it go. And that's kind of what you want to do in working with the ego anyways.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah.
Can you say that again, Joe?
Reread the sentence or
No, just say what you
what?
just said.
So I questioned the term nothingness in this paragraph. Is that referring to as like the ego? So to overlook nothingness or the ego is merely to judge it correctly. And because of your ability to evaluate it truly, to let it go.
Okay.
Were you
Shall we
happy with
read
that one?
our statements?
Yeah.
Well, I picked a new one tonight. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, all of them are fundamentally the same. The thumb chip cannot be perceived as partly sick because to perceive it in that way is not to perceive it at all.
Hmm. I think I'm going to take knowledge cannot dawn on a mind full of illusions.
Oh, that was my second choice.
I'm going to close this now. Oh, I
We
can't
can't
hear
hear
you,
you,
Jane.
Jane.
Hang on.
We can't hear you.
But I can't hear you.
Receive as much as you accept.
Say
Mm,
that again.
You receive as much as you accept.
yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the Beatles. In the end, the love you make is equal to the love you take.
Did it go like that?
Yeah, isn't it? And in the end, the love you. Oh no, the love you give is equal to the love you make. Sorry.
Ah, yeah.
That's a little bit more aligned.
You got yours, Joe?
There's a few to pick from. Um,
Yeah.
I'm stuck between two. Uh,
Have them
place
both.
honor, yes, of course. Place honor where it is due, and peace will be yours. The other is truth is whole and cannot be known by part of a mind.
Hmm, like it.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Every time I hear Helen Schuckman, I'm just in awe of who she was
Yeah.
Mm,
and her ability to the fact that she didn't. I know that she thought she might be going insane, but then realized she wasn't. But I can understand why she might have questioned that in the beginning.
yeah. Especially if she was an
This is
atheist.
like,
She was.
right. Yeah. Amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
do you guys know the whole story about how that actually happened? Because Bill Thetford told it that him and Helen were working in this super toxic hospital. Did I tell you guys this?
Yeah, but tell the story. It's useful to replay
I
it,
like
Yeah,
especially
hearing
if
it
they were
again.
working in this really toxic hospital as I think he was head of psychiatry and she was a psychiatrist in it, something like that. And it was so toxic that they met separately from the rest of the group and said, we have to commit to finding a better way because this is unbearable. And so they really committed to try to find a better way. And shortly thereafter, all the channeling came through to her. And then she just started automatic writing. She said she couldn't stop. She didn't even believe what she was writing, but she had to keep writing.
Mm,
And then
Hmm.
Bill took a look at what she was writing and he said, you have to complete this. You have to finish it.
mm.
Like 3 years later, in a book like that in 10-point font, they were done. So she wrote and he put it all into chapters, gathered it, did all that.
Wow. And 3 years
Yeah.
later, we're up to page 187.
This
This
is
is
what
it.
I call a slow read.
Taken a long way around.
Yeah. Well, we're not stepping through it, are we?
No, and it's just, but the journey has been amazing. And I look back at, you can actually find the videos, the recordings of what a different space we were coming from then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think when we get done with the course, we should go back and listen to some of the old videos, the first couple ones, just to
yeah,
see how far we came.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be awesome, actually.
That's
And
a
I can
great
see why,
idea.
Joe, you had a friend who wanted to come in and she was just too daunted by it all because we've just come so far that it's pretty hard to jump in as a beginner with it all.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. So that I talk to now, I just tell them, you want to get started and you're serious? Here's V's link. Go find the first video and watch a few and skip ahead if
Mm.
you want, but get an idea at least of the depth of the conversations that can occur just from sometimes difficult to read paragraphs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would still be good to have beginners come with their questions because I it makes me I love questions from my clients because it makes me think at where they're at and come back to that and be able to explain that to them. Um, and it becomes clearer, the teacher becomes the student by doing that because you get more clarity because you have to go back and look at the beginning.
Right. Dig into the
Yeah.
memory banks, figure it out again.
Yeah, from a different perspective.
Yeah, because we're not the same person we were 3 years ago.
No, for sure.
Thank goodness.
All right, I better let you all go since it's just turned over the hour, and we'll see you
Yeah,
all next week.
beautiful.
Thanks, everyone.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Right.
Love you.
Bye.